Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm your host Jamie and I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad you're alive. Yep, heavy on the happy you're alive. Okay. The theme of this episode is bad husbands. Sorry, had to do it to them. Anyways, let's get into the episode. The title of the first story is My Husband's 28 Male Car Got Destroyed and Now He's Taking His Frustrations Out on Me, 24 Female. We've been dating for 4 years, married for 11 months. Basically, a truck driver hit my husband's car and entirely destroyed it. It was a hit and run, so no one knows who the driver of the truck was, which is ironic because almost all of our neighbors saw it happening, but nobody bothered to write down the license plate number. The accident happened at around 7 a.m. Our whole neighborhood started talking about it, and 3 hours later, one of them finally decided to let us know what happened. Needless to say, it was a shitty way to start the day. My husband loves his cars, especially this one. We're currently trying to figure out things with our insurance, but it's not looking good. My husband is super frustrated and angry. Understandably so. But unfortunately, he's taking all of his frustration and anger out on me. He's yelling at me nonstop and forcefully pushes me out of the way when I'm standing in his way. I tried to comfort him and gently touched his arm, but he slapped my hand away. I've never seen him like that, and honestly, it's scaring me. I'm one of those people that immediately gets emotional when someone raises their voice at them. Is there anything that I can do? How can I calm him down? Ugh. Sorry, but am I going to recommend divorce here? Am I going to recommend divorce? Guys, I'm not a professional, but this is looking like abuse to me. It's looking like this man is showing his anger through physical whatever. Like he's pushing you. No. I just can't imagine like that it gets better. It seems like I don't know. It's so crazy to me because it seems like it's so crazy because it's like you guys have been in a relationship for 4 years and married for 11. So does that mean you've been in a relationship for 5 years, or does that mean that's what, right? Yeah. I don't know. And you've never seen him like this. That's just like his mask is falling after marriage because he finally like has you locked into a marriage and now his mask is slipping. It's crazy to me because obviously like I don't know the ins and outs. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know. But it's just crazy that people can actually have a mask on for that long. Ugh. I just can't. I just think the first time. No. Okay. I don't know how to say this. What am I even saying? If my boyfriend pushed me, and I've said this before, like something similar to it. If my boyfriend pushed me, I would actually like immediately I would take him to get a CAT scan, an MRI, like any test in the book. He's getting an X-ray, like a fucking ultrasound. I don't even know. Whatever it can possibly be, because he would never, and I mean never. And I'm sure like a lot of people think that about their relationships. And it's so scary that one day they can just flip a switch like that. Oh, that's just so scary. Okay, top comments. Leave and let him work out his own tantrum. Come back only when he agrees to treat you with respect. He hit you. He pushed you. That is physical abuse. It's not okay. You do not have to stay and be his emotional punching bag until he feels like stopping. In a few days, when he's calmed down, tell him in no certain terms that you will not tolerate that kind of treatment. And if it happens again, even once you're gone, personally, I wouldn't agree to return until he agrees to go to therapy. I don't think therapy is going to help, to be honest. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't like him. I don't want him anymore. All right, update. Just wanted to let y'all know that my dear husband will soon be my ex-husband. Go girl, go girl. Most people suggested to leave for a short while to let my husband deal with his emotions on his own and to avoid me being his punching bag. I spent a full week at my mom's house, and when I came back, he was still mad about his car. It got to the point where he was transferring all of his anger out on me. So now there were 2 angry people instead of 1. We kept getting into fights and discussions, but I decided that this marriage wasn't worth saving anymore when he pushed me out of his way. I wasn't purposely standing in his way. I was preparing a meal in the kitchen. So hard that I lost my footing and I hit my head against the corner of our kitchen table. I must have lost consciousness for a short amount of time because suddenly my husband was next to me and was apologizing. I'm going to be honest. It is breaking my heart to leave this man, but I'm genuinely scared for my safety when I'm around him. There's plenty of fish in the sea, I guess. Holy crud. Thank the actual Lord Almighty that you did get out, because it's just escalating. Like, it's just escalating. That is just actually so scary. Imagine that could have been so much worse. Hitting your head is a big deal. And obviously, like, ew, I literally hate this man. I hate men like this. You're a sad excuse of a fucking man. Get a grip on reality. Literally, like, go to anger management. Do something. Like, I don't even know. Go to jail or something. Like, go to jail for until you are not gonna, like, abuse women anymore. Please. For the love of God. Like, I can't deal with it. Okay, final comments. Did you contact the police? This assault should be reported. I hope you're okay. I'm glad you have parents nearby for support. OOP said, I did not, but it might be a really good idea to contact them. No, 100% contact them so that you have it on file. So you have it on file because you never know what this man could do. And I'm not trying to scare anyone, but like, obviously this man is out of control if he thinks it's okay to push his wife. Ugh. So like, imagine, I don't know. You never know what freaking roid rage men can do. Like, if this man can do that, maybe he gets so mad and he comes and finds you. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I just never be too safe. Never be too safe. That is just so scary. That's scary behavior. I don't want to like scare anyone, obviously, but because I'm not trying to say like this man's going to come find you if you've been through a situation like this, but obviously like it's just so important to get documents of that and make sure so that if anything were to happen to you, like people know where to look. And that's the sad reality that I'm just stating, because do I want that to happen? Obviously not. I wish only safety on everyone, but clearly that is a very common thing that happens. And if you go through a situation like this and you get out of a situation like that, then definitely you gotta report it to the police so that you never know. You never know. You can never be too safe in a situation like this. But someone says, I'm glad you're getting out. Has he really never shown this side of him before? OP said, now that I'm looking back at it, he has always been a person with a lot of anger inside of him. Peace was never an option, but violence was. However, that violence has never been directed at me until the incident with his car happened. To be honest, I guess I never really wanted to see and accept that side of him, so I just ignored it because I was so in love with him. Oh, I'm so sorry, seriously. Someone said, I wonder if the neighbors were afraid to tell him for some reason. Weirder things have happened. I wondered at that detail, but thought maybe they just weren't close to OP and her ex. But after reading the whole post, I think you're onto something. They must have seen him in rages before and did not want to deal with him. Or they knew that he would take it out on the person closest to him, which was his wife, and was worried about her. Either way, they were right to be concerned, considering his idea of getting emotional is to push people, especially hard enough to send them toppling and get hurt. He can actually fuck off for real. And I hope he never contacts her again. And I hope that she's safe from that stupid little idiot. Sorry. We're going to move on to the next story. And the title is, I, female 28, just sat through a dinner where my husband, male 34, relentlessly tore down my future career. I'm now at a loss of what to do. We've been married 5 years, together 8. Things have always been rocky, but the last 2 years, we have really improved our communication and things have been better. My husband's job changed a few months ago and he's been struggling. He's become distant and angers easily. He has always struggled with anger issues. I'm in the midst of getting an undergrad in mathematics for teaching secondary education. It should be noted that I was an accounting major prior to teaching. However, I worked in the field and quickly realized it was not for me. I have always wanted to teach, and we want a family soon, and I felt this career would work around this well. My husband loved the idea of me in accounting. He bragged to his friends and coworkers and was excited for me to be the primary breadwinner. He has a very stable, well-paying job in IT, for the record. When I decided to switch majors, he was less than enthused, but, quote, glad it at least isn't primary education. Tonight at dinner, one of the few nights out we've had in a while, the subject of me finishing my degree came up, and it quickly went downhill. He was visibly upset and began explaining how he, quote, couldn't justify going into debt for just such an idiotic job that pays less than the debt is worth. This isn't true. We have paid out of pocket so far and will only accumulate about $20,000 to finish. He then went on to explain how he could never respect teachers, what mouth breathers they are, and that you would only go into teaching because you aren't smart enough to do anything else. He then explained that I shouldn't take it personally. He isn't talking about me, just my future coworkers. He went on for the entire night. I tried to talk with him and give my side, but he quickly shut me down because he is just being honest. Would I rather he not give his opinion and just lie? When I asked him how I was supposed to explain to our future children why their father doesn't respect my job, he replied that they probably won't either. So Reddit, my question is this a deal breaker? I honestly don't know that I can move on from this. While he makes some valid points about salary and potential coworkers, I simply can't get past the disrespect. Nor can I see how I would be okay with this in the future. I'm not sure I can handle not having his support. How do I get my diploma as I'm graduating and look down and see him knowing how little he respects me now? How do I discuss my job with friends in front of him, especially when he makes it known to any and everyone how he feels? I'm at a loss for words. Ugh. What? No. I shouldn't have picked this fucking theme. This is pissing me off. The way that I want to crash out right now, because who are you? How are there so many bad husbands? Why are you actually, I feel like Satan would be nicer than you. I feel like Satan would actually be way more respectful than you. And the fact that, you are actually this fucking rude to someone that you love? This is how you're speaking to someone that you love? How do you treat people on the street? How do you treat people when you see them or you meet a random person on the side of the road? I feel like you would literally trip me and then fucking drag me across the town on a string or something. I'd be so scared to know how you speak to someone that you just met. If this is how you're speaking to your own wife, that is gonna be or is, I don't know, do they have kids? Is gonna be the fucking mother of your children. Please look in the mirror. Look at the man in the mirror, like Michael Jackson said, because you're pissing me off. Okay, relevant comments. Personally, I would not be okay with an SO who completely disrespected my career path. That probably means he thinks he's better than you on some level. A marriage should be an equal partnership, and a relationship where one person thinks they're better than the other one is bound to be unhealthy. It's up to you, but this definitely seems like it's the deal breaker neighborhood to me. OP said, that's the part that gets me. The equality and support. He was unemployed at the beginning of our relationship and then a cashier for a while. I never belittled him. I always supported him. He just happened to go into a monetarily successful career. I would have supported anything he wanted to do. I tried to give the example that if suddenly he became impassioned about disposal and wanted to become a garbage man, I would start looking at the career differently and respecting his fellow garbage people. I simply don't get the lack of support and disrespect. Same. As long as, obviously, I wouldn't want my boyfriend to be, unemployed and just, sitting on the couch playing video games because he's passionate about, playing video games. But if he wanted to do whatever he he could do whatever he wanted, and I would support him. I would be amazing, go queen. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Thanks for I want you to be happy. That's what I care about. I don't want you to be miserable in your career and like literally wanting to die every day coming home from work. Like that sounds like an awful life. And I don't want someone that I literally share a life with to be miserable. I want that person to be happy. So I'm just a little confused. Someone said, if it truly is how he feels, he could express reservations about it without making nasty personal attacks. That's what I was thinking as well. Like he could talk to you and be like, hey, I'm just a little bit concerned because I am worried about our finances or our future if you go into this career. But he has a successful career where he makes good money. So it seems like it would be fine if she went into this career and it would be like extra money for them, is what it seems like. All right, this is an update over 3 months later. I posted a while ago about my husband berating me for becoming a teacher. Please know I read every response and I tried my best to make it work. But after a few months, I've realized nothing will change. He has no respect for me and I can't keep waiting for him to change. Today is our 5th year anniversary and I woke up knowing it was time to leave. However, my problem is we live with my parents. How do I walk away when I can't physically walk away? I've tried discussing a divorce. He is all game until push comes to shove and then he backs away. I know his first wife just left in the night and part of me wishes I could, but it's my home, my parents. I'm having a really hard time figuring out the logistics of what to do next. Any advice is appreciated. You helped give me clarity before Reddit. Thank you. If you want extra content weekly, head over to patreon.com/storytimesociety and become a member on there for extra content. Love you. Whoa, wait, the fact that you've been married for 5 years and you're 28 and he's 34, 6 years isn't like a bad age gap or anything, but wait a damn minute. You've been together for 8 years, so you were 20 and he was 26. I guess that's not terrible, but I was just like kind of concerned for a second because, yeah, I was like, were you like 18 and he was like 27 or something? Because I would be scared. Or 25. I don't know. But anyways, that's whatever. Unrelated. But yeah, dang. I don't know because I don't know the laws. I don't know the rules and I don't make them. But people are saying you're acting like he is in the position of power here. He is not. Your parents can evict him at any moment. 30 days notice and he's gone. If you owned a house with him, this would be far more complicated. As is, it's pretty straightforward. Someone said he's a legal tenant, so your parents need to start the eviction process and you need to file for divorce. You may want to post this over at the legal advice subreddit because I think you need more legal help at this point and less relationship advice. After you've filed for divorce or even before, look into therapy or counseling to help you get through the whole process. Having an impartial person to vent to can be so helpful in situations like this. And then someone said, you evict the asshole. Since he's so much more important and affluent than any teacher could possibly be, he can find and pay for his own accommodations. Talk to a divorce lawyer and follow their advice on how to proceed while protecting yourself. T sissy, go do it, girl. You got this. Okay, someone in the comments responded to her saying, things have always been rocky and we want to start a family soon. They copied and pasted those 2 little sentences and they said, ugh, why? You're not ready to be a parent unless you're thinking of the children first and foremost, putting their needs before yours. And then someone said, his first wife left in the night. I feel like it's vital we establish just why she did exactly that. That's what I want to know. I want to know there's 3 sides to this story, or maybe 4, shall I say. The husband, the wife, the ex-wife, and the truth. Is that what they say? I don't know. But yeah, I would love to hear what the ex-wife would say, because why in the hell did she leave like a thief in the night? That is a little bit, I mean, not crazy. Do what you got to do, girl. But like, I want to know the reason for that. I need to know the reason for that because there has to be something bad, right? Like that has to, clearly they didn't end on good terms. So, what's going on? What's going on here? Okay, who? Hello? Sorry, I love words. Okay, anyways, and those are all the stories I have. I had 3 stories and then I realized that they were both the same stories. So we're just going to move on to the advice segment, even though, sorry, that was a little short Reddit. segment, but we're going to move on to the advice segment. So it's kind of similar, but you can either do a confession or advice. I have a Google form that's linked in the description, and drop your confession or your advice question. And I also have a Google Voice number if you want to call and leave a confession or call and ask for advice. The number is 561-264-7017. So you can call and let me know if you want me to distort your voice, because I can always do that if you are worried about identity or anything like that. And let's get into the question. This question says, hi, I want to start off by saying that this is my first time doing anything like this, and my English is actually not that good and is not my first language. So I apologize for any typos or wrongly written words. You're good, girl. Don't worry. I, 18 female, had a slightly traumatic experience last week, and I've been spiraling ever since. It started a month ago when I asked my family if it would be okay for my boyfriend, 18, almost 19 male, to come with us to our holiday cabin for the weekend. They happily agreed, and I wasn't expecting anything big. Before this, during a few family gatherings, I noticed my older sister, 23 female, touching my boyfriend's shoulder more than I was comfortable with, being overly touchy and acting a bit weird around him. I know my sister craves male validation and attention, but I didn't expect her to behave like that with him. When we were at the holiday cabin, I went to bed pretty early each night since I'm not a night owl, but my boyfriend is. He would always come with me to bed, hold my hand, and stay until I fell asleep before going to hang out with my family in the other cabin. I was sleeping in the little sleeping cabin. Every night I felt uneasy because I didn't want my sister to do anything inappropriate while I wasn't there. My boyfriend didn't notice her weirdly touchy behavior at the parties, but I did. He's also the kind of person who's not great at saying no to others, which made me want to be there to make sure nothing happened. I know I'm overprotective and tend to overthink things, and I'm trying to get better. But at that time, it was just too much for me. So I asked him every night to spend only a couple of hours with them, 2 at most, and then come to bed. But he never came on time, which woke me up multiple times. One particular evening, it was sauna night, and it was our turn. My dad offered my boyfriend his homemade wine, and my boyfriend gladly accepted. The legal drinking age here is 18, if you're wondering. The evening went on, and my dad gave him another cup of the homemade wine. It smelled like berries, but also like straight vodka, so I didn't know what to think since I'm not a drinker. When I went to bed, he stayed with my family as usual. Later, I woke up and noticed that several hours had passed and he still wasn't back, despite what we had agreed, and wasn't answering my messages. My heart was pounding. So I went to the bathroom, and then, curious and nervous, I listened outside. I overheard them giving him honey to give him energy, and I saw him sitting on the porch instead of in a chair. I went to check what was going on and found him almost passed out drunk, sitting between my sister's legs while she sat on a chair. She had her arms around his neck in a way that felt completely unnecessary. I started sobbing and yelled at everyone for giving him so much to drink. I should probably mention that my parents are alcoholics and that my dad makes his own strong alcohol at home. The situation escalated. At 3 a.m., I was yelling at everyone because I thought my boyfriend could have died from alcohol poisoning. Later, I checked on him, and he was in the worst condition I have ever seen. He couldn't even acknowledge me or look at me. He had already vomited 5 times. We carried him to bed, and I stayed awake watching him because I was too worried to sleep. I couldn't even go to work the next day because I was so shaken. At that point, I completely lost trust in my family. Later, I found out that my dad had given my boyfriend a drink mixed with 90% alcohol, and even a shot of that stuff. My dad is a 264-pound man who has been drinking since he was 14, so this was nothing for him. But my boyfriend was given 2 to 3 cups of that mixture plus the shot of 90%. The shot might have been small, but that's what he was told afterwards. As I mentioned before, my boyfriend has a hard time saying no to things, and this is exactly what I meant. So, am I really the asshole for blowing up at everyone and yelling my lungs out? My family keeps telling me that we're separate human beings and I can't control his actions. After sobering up, my boyfriend told me he appreciated everything I did that night and apologized. But my family has been treating me like I'm a monster and never apologized. Am I really in the wrong? Absolutely not. Girl, you are not in the wrong at all. I can't even imagine how you feel, how your boyfriend feels. Like if I were that boyfriend, I would feel very, very taken advantage of, especially because you were noticing like your sister touching him weirdly and inappropriately. And like, it's not a good look that they were giving him alcohol that heavy. Your parents know better. Your parents are grown adults. They know better than to give this 18-year-old who probably doesn't drink that much. They are like, he's just recently become legal to drink, which, not saying that he didn't drink before, I don't know, but that's so irresponsible. And then obviously that literally proved to be irresponsible, because he ended up vomiting a bunch of times and being completely incoherent. And at that point, yeah, that is so scary. You could he could have literally died from alcohol poisoning. He could have had to go get his stomach pumped. That's terrible. And for that to be like grown adult parents that were giving him that, and that were like offering him that, and not, no, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely not okay. Not okay. And what is the honey? What is the honey thing? To give him energy? I'm like literally looking that up because I'm confused. I'm confused about that. The only thing I've seen like lately, and that's like not, this is not funny at all, but it's, I don't know. I don't know. I've just been seeing stuff on TikTok about like these honey sticks for women, and like, I don't know. It's like, what is that? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, shut up. Why am I saying I don't know so much? I'm sorry. I looked it up. While there's no direct evidence that eating honey will make someone instantly sober from being drunk, it can help with energy and potentially mitigate some hangover symptoms. Honey is a natural source of sugars like fructose and glucose, which provide a quick energy boost. These sugars can help stabilize blood sugar levels that may be disrupted by alcohol consumption. Additionally, fructose in honey may help the liver metabolize alcohol more efficiently. Okay. I mean, that's just crazy to me that your parents would do that. You're absolutely not. You're an amazing person for sticking up. I would say you are the opposite of the asshole. You are an amazing person for sticking up for your boyfriend and for knowing right from wrong as a young person, when your parents should be the one that knows. And same with your sister. Like, yeah, your sister is still young, but your sister is being inappropriate as well. She just seems like she was not giving a good vibe at all. I would not feel like you did anything wrong, and I don't think anyone else is going to think that you did anything wrong. I think your parents are being defensive because they know that was fucked up of them, and that looks really bad and creepy on them to do that to a young kid. The next entry is a confession. This is the first confession we've done. I haven't read it yet. I don't read anything before. I literally want to give you guys like my raw reaction, so I always just like pick and read with you guys so that I can give you my authentic reaction, because I feel like it's more fun that way. So this says, first of all, thank you, Jamie. You make me smile. Oh, I love you. Forewarning, this is going to be long. Feel free to paraphrase if you decide to read it on video. Here's my confession. I'm a 290-pound, 35-year-old female virgin. Recently, I've gained so much weight that I have to buy a tool to be able to wipe my own ass. I live with my dad. He pays rent and buys groceries. I barely make enough to cover living expenses and bills from extensive credit card debt. I hardly ever leave the house. I have a corn addiction and obviously a food addiction. I don't talk to my friends. It all sounds pretty bad when I say it like that, but I'll provide a little context. I worked for about 10 years as a helper in special education classrooms. Then I got my math education teaching certification. I applied to about 50 schools but was rejected from all of them. So I became a substitute. That pretty much tanked my self-esteem. In the midst of all of this, my mom passed away in 2022, which was extremely difficult for me because she was always my number one cheerleader and constantly encouraged me to believe in myself. I was sexually harassed twice, once in 2023 and once in 2024. I experienced a nervous breakdown each time and was unable to work for a few months following due to daily panic attacks. I also became afraid of leaving the house. After the second one, I almost unalived myself, so I began a 3-month outpatient program. Needless to say, I burned through my savings and racked up credit card debt. Thankfully, my dad has really been there to help me financially. I was constantly anxious, so sometimes the corn was the only thing that provided relief. However, brief it was. With the depression and anxiety, caring for my relationships with family and friends, not to mention searching for a significant other, has been difficult to impossible. So there's the confession. Let me know what you think. What I think is that You have gone through a lot, and I think that obviously you're not asking for advice here, but I just want to say that I'm proud of you for being here. I know that it can be so hard, especially like going through things like that, and I totally understand. And mental health is a huge aspect of just everything that you're going through, and it gets better. And obviously, like I know I'm like younger than you, so I don't want to be like telling you, "Oh, it gets better, don't worry," because obviously, you know, you're probably a lot more wise than I am and know a lot more, but I think that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always hope, and it shows that you want to be better, even admitting all of this to me, and also going to a program to get help. And I mean, the biggest thing is like admitting that this is happening in your life and you know the reasons why, and working towards becoming mentally healthier, because that's really the biggest thing. And that's all I wish for you, is that you just become happier inside your head, and everything else will follow suit. But I love you, and I'm really glad that you get to hang out with me and listen to my show. And I hope that helps you get through every day, because I know how much it sucks to be struggling, to just be living and like taking care of yourself. And don't beat yourself up about it, because that is a human reaction. And life is hard. Life can be hard. And honestly, not saying that you like don't have a reason to feel like life is hard, but sometimes life can be hard for no reason. Like sometimes I find that my life, like I'm going through a hard time for no reason. And honestly, a lot of my life when I was going through hard times have felt like they were no reason. Like there was no reason for me to be unhappy or going through the things that I was going through. That sucked, because I hated not knowing like why. I wanted an explanation, but there was no explanation. It was a mental thing, and I worked through it, and I got a lot better. So I love you, and I hope everything gets better for you. Okay, but anyways, I am going to chat with you guys a little bit towards the end of this, and I am going, it's Friday when I'm filming this, by the way. I don't know when I'm going to post this. I never know what the schedule is with me editing, but I am going this weekend on vacation with my boyfriend's friend's family, who I also have friends in that family, because it's like his parents got divorced like a long time ago, and he got remarried. His dad got remarried to this other family that I actually am friends with their daughter. So I think it will be fun. He like rented out this big. I feel like I've been so into Love Island lately that I'm literally just going to be like acting like I'm in Love Island, because it's going to be like we're outside and hanging out at the pool, and then we're going to be getting ready at night for like dinner and stuff, and I'm going to pretend that I'm in Love Island. So because it's going to also be in like it's like a house in a resort. I don't really know. I'm a little confused. Honestly, this is all like have no idea what's going on. So I'm interested to see what this is going to be and how it's going to. He literally sent us this huge cart of so much alcohol. He's like pretty well off, I would say. Like, I mean, it seems like he is, at least he has a really nice house, and he invites us over for like parties that he has, and they're always like catered and very extravagant. So I feel like it will be pretty fun. Like, he usually does it big when he is doing anything, and there's going to be a lot of people, because there's like, they have a really big family. And then I think like other boyfriends and girlfriends are going as well. But yeah, I'm excited. I don't really drink recently. Like I haven't really drank that much. So I probably won't be drinking too much, because I can't probably handle my alcohol right now. Yeah, I'm just probably gonna be drinking like a couple Surfsides or Sun Cruisers. I think they got Surfsides. If you guys haven't had them and you like iced tea or like lemonade or Arnold, hello, Arnold Palmer's, I highly recommend. if you're a drinker, because they are yum yum and so easy to drink. So I'll probably have like a few of those, and that will be so fun. I'm excited. But what else do I have to say? Oh, well, I obviously was just reading like advice and confessions and stuff. And oh, I don't really like, I usually go through them while I am filming and I pick which one I want to read just based on like the length and stuff. I don't know. It depends. It's random. I just pick. But this person, I'm going to read this just because I always do this. It's like I always give attention to the wrong things. And this isn't even really like mean or anything. It's just like I don't know what to say about it. Like someone entered in here, which also, guys, if you're going to enter in here, like this is a confession form or an advice form. It's not for you to just leave unwarranted comments, you know? So this person said, I used to love your show, but now it's so damn repetitive with the bad couple relationship stories. It's so serious slash almost depressing. There are so many drama slash interesting subreddits you could be reading from, but you always say those stories are the best. Your other YouTube channel with your friend has such a different vibe. It's fun to watch. I definitely think for that show, you need to do different subreddits to keep it upbeat. Like, I love unwarranted comments like that. Also, my other YouTube with my friend is for fun. This is my job. So, yeah, I don't even know. We're like kind of changing that anyways. Like I already do so many Reddit stories, which I love. Like I love reading Reddits for you guys. And I hate when I give like attention to this negative stuff. Obviously, you guys always tell me not to. And I always like try not to for so long. I hold off. And then like I see something like this and it bothers me. But it's just like you could say that in a nicer way. Like maybe you could recommend what subreddits you would want me to read from, because I can only control so much. Like I try my best. I literally put out 5 episodes a week on YouTube, 1 episode a week on Patreon. It's gonna be repetitive, guys. Like, and I know I never get this comment, and I'm sure some people think that it's repetitive, I'm sure. But like I can't help that people on Reddit are putting the stories they're putting up, you know? And I like to include a lot of stories with updates because that's just what does better on YouTube. And sometimes like, yes, I will do like what you guys want. If you guys have suggestions of what subreddits you want me to read, and there are actual like stories on there, because sometimes I do get suggestions and then like I go through the subreddit and they're like 2 sentences of something and I'm like, okay, I don't really know what, like I can't find any actual stories to read from this. And obviously sometimes like I get nervous that if I do a certain subreddit that maybe I want to do, it's going to flop, which of course I need to stop thinking about that so much. But at the same time, like there is pressure because this is my job and like I do want to grow, obviously, like monetarily and views and subscribers and like community wise. Obviously, like that's obviously the goal when this is my job. So yeah, sometimes I do what performs the best. Like I'll just see what you guys are watching the most and I'll be like, oh, okay, you guys obviously like those stories, so I'll do more of those. That's how I pretty much decide what I want to do. I'm sorry it's serious and depressing. I don't know what you want from me. Do you want me to like find a bunch of happy stories? I should do like a happy episode soon so that we can have like a feel good day. But not a lot of stories on Reddit are happy, guys. And also, I don't read them. I don't read them before I read them on here because I want to give you guys an authentic reaction. Obviously, I can like kind of skim and see the premise of the story before, but like I don't read them. That just really kind of made me mad. That just kind of pissed me off because I work really hard on this channel and this is the channel that's going to continue forever. Like the other channel with my friend is purely for me fun. Like it's not a career. It's just something fun that we do. And this is really like, I put so much work, which I love. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not trying to be like, ew, try being an influencer for a day. Like, I'm not trying to be like that. But when I get comments like this, it's just sometimes disheartening because it's like, I actually try really hard to like do what I think the viewers want me to do. But I don't know. There's nothing I can really say. I'm creating problems for myself by even responding to this, but just know that I try really hard to put out the best possible content and the best stories I can. And obviously, if this were on my YouTube, I'm sorry to say, but I would have blocked you. So, because I usually block like any negative comments, and I've actually been doing really well about it. Okay, I think you guys would be proud of me. I don't bring it up as much, I don't say it as much, and I don't like tell you guys as much what's going on. Although I did just have kind of a whole debacle that I'm sure you guys saw, but about me mentioning that my boyfriend's dad is from Israel, and my boyfriend is obviously Jewish, and he's half Israeli. He's from America. His nationality is American, but he is Jewish. And yeah, his dad is Israeli. I don't talk to his dad anymore for reasons unrelated to anything political. It's a personal thing. I was getting multiple comments on that video when I said nothing political. By the way, free Palestine. That's all I have to say. But I was getting so many comments saying like, ew, why are you dating an Israeli? Or no, don't date an Israeli. Or so Israel, ... Like, I need to know what your thoughts are on blah, blah, blah. But it's crazy to me because I didn't mention anything political yet that was made political. Me just saying my boyfriend's dad's nationality got political, which is a little bit crazy to me because I was not saying anything political. And I think it's actually insane to have such bigoted behavior when what you are fighting for, it just completely contradicts everything. And it doesn't get us anywhere, being bigoted towards one group of people to fight for another group of people. No, that's not how it works, actually. And you're disgusting if you leave comments like that, especially about someone that I love and that is amazing person. And if you met my boyfriend, you would actually love him because he's the nicest person and he would never hurt so much as a hair on your head. Okay? Is that like, I don't think that's the saying. You would never hurt a hair on your head. You would never hurt a fly. I don't know what the hair on your head saying is, but yeah. Sorry, that was just like negative. That was a negative ending, but sometimes that's how it goes. You guys know sometimes I have to vent to you about things because I just do. Like, sometimes I get worked up and sometimes I see stuff that makes me so annoyed. I just want to be like this. Like I want to squeeze. I'm not a violent person. But yeah, sometimes I just want to growl like a fucking beast in the night, a beast in the forest. Because some people piss me off with their unwarranted, rude comments. Anyways, love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed that episode. Sorry that it ended so negatively because I hate being negative, and I hate... Ew, no. I need to do my positive affirmations after this because I'm actually annoyed that I even gave any attention to that. And I always say that. It actually pisses me off because in the moment I get heated and then I'm like, oh, I need to say something. And then 2 minutes later, I'm like, no, I should have just ignored that because this person is not like, she can leave then. She can say goodbye to me. Adios, But anyways, yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry. I hope you have a good day. Don't let my negativity ruin your day. Sunshine and rainbows, unicorns and butterflies. Okay? Love you.
Storytime Society is now available on all listening platforms. If you are on any of those listening platforms, I would really appreciate it if you rated me 5 stars. Thanks for all the support.
Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.